Spacey Sims, and we are back with more To the Edge of the Sky, because Chapter 2 is out! Yay! So technically, it is July 15th, so it's a Sunday. This just came out a couple of hours ago, and I'm starting to play it now for you guys. This won't be going up right after Chapter 1 ends, because obviously I had recorded all of Chapter 1. Chapter 2 wasn't out yet. I knew, because I think I said in one of the last parts, like, oh, they have a big announcement, maybe Chapter 2's coming. And their big announcement was that Chapter 2 is being released. And they notified, and they posted a thing, Aeon Dream Studio posted a thing on the 14th, so yesterday, last night. I missed it until this morning. I see it this morning, and I'm like, wait, that's today. It's coming out today. It's released today. And I've been waiting all goddamn day for it. I really have. And I was like, well, cool, if it comes out today, that's cool. Just download it when it comes out and, you know, play it during the week. Nope. I shoved food in my face. I literally just inhaled food so that I could play this for you guys. And for me, because I'm excited. So, a couple of things before we get into it. So, obviously, the last episode of To the Edge of the Sky from Chapter 1 is going up tomorrow. That's Monday, the 16th. So, you guys will see it. It's the past for you, but it's the future for me. Hello! Hello, people in the past. How is it? Anyway. And this is not going to go up right after it, because I had already recorded some stuff as filler. So we will have, as you've seen, we had the 3 episodes of The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, which went up because I had recorded that before. So it's not like I was trying to, like, screw you guys over and not give you this. It's just, I had already had that recorded. I've already had it uploaded, ready to go. And then the announcement came out that this was coming out, and I was like, it figures, because if I had waited, we wouldn't have gotten an announcement, because I'm like, I'll record some stuff to fill in while we wait. It's like, all of a sudden, it's like, hey, we have this now, and it's like, man. Anyway, but obviously, I am planning this is going up on Friday the 20th, so you'll have seen those 3 episodes of Captain Spirit, or you might not have watched it, whatever, it's not my problem. I mean, like, you watch what you want to watch, guys. You don't have to watch everything, but you'll have seen that was going up in place of this. So this episode will be going up on Friday, and what originally was going to go up on Friday was Bad Apple Wars. So that was the game that everybody voted for. When I put up the poll, it was the second favorite to Nameless, and I said, you know, maybe we'll play that after Nameless or whatever, and I was like, well, we'll play it in the interim while we wait for To the Edge of the Sky and updates to come out. And what we'll do is, you know, I say this, you'll see it tomorrow, because tomorrow Bad Apple Wars will be posting. I didn't know that this was coming out, because I recorded Bad Apple Wars late last night before I saw the announcement this morning about To the Edge of the Sky. So this is all just happening at once. But I had said in that, you know, we'll play that until Chapter 2 comes out, and then when Chapter 2 comes out, we'll do every other day until this wraps up. So every other day now will be To the Edge of the Sky and Bad Apple Wars until Chapter 2 of To the Edge of the Sky is done. I don't anticipate it being totally long, because we got 10 parts between the prologue chapter and Chapter 1. So I figure this may be 5-6 parts. It might be a little bit longer, this chapter. I don't know. So we'll see. So I'm not anticipating it being like weeks, but that's what we'll do. And then we'll go to Bad Apple Wars every single day until Chapter 3 comes out, etc. And we'll just, whatever's in this time slot, we'll just do every other day when To the Edge of the Sky updates come out, so that you're getting these as soon as possible. But again, I would have continued doing this right away, but then that would push off Captain Spirit further, and then it would push off Bad Apple Wars, and then it would just make me look crazy, because Bad Apple Wars would be starting like 2 weeks later, and it would be like, oh, well, I mean, when Chapter 2 comes out, everyone would be like, didn't you already play Chapter 2? And I would look nutters. So I already looked nutters on that video. At least in the part, because I recorded parts 1, 2, and 3 back to back. So part 4, I'm like, okay, so I look crazy, because you guys are like, probably, because you're going to see this before you see part 1 of Bad Apple Wars. But this is what happens when you pre-record. But anyway, so that is the dealio. Also, the good thing right now, all of my saves saved. So when I reloaded Chapter 2, or loaded the game, everything we already did, I didn't have to go back and redo it and try to guess and remember what choices I made. The only thing is when you continue, it continued from where we started in the last part with like us waiting for 4. So I kind of had to skip through all that. So when we go into our game to load, we'll be at the very end of Chapter 1. Because I stopped it quick when we were like comforting 5. because I didn't want to like skip. I was like, I don't want to get to the end. I mean, I could have just skipped through and like loaded on the chapter 2 screen. But it's fine. Because there are a couple things I want to point out too. Some of the art style is different. So they've updated some of the character sprites. They have updated 8, so that is kind of the focus of this chapter, is some time with 8. So that's awesome. I actually went back to one of the prior saves that I had because I wanted to bring up a screen and be like, this is what he looked like. But he's actually updated in the older chapters too. So they just they didn't just go it going forward. All the old ones are updated. The only thing I'm disappointed about, guys, I like 8's new look. I'm not even a question about it. 6 got a new update too, and I'm digging his outfit. I really am. But I'm almost disappointed because that look on his face, you know, that little like, yeah, I'm being naughty. It's not the same, and it makes me sad because it's not the same, yeah, look, and I miss it. So I'm like a little bit sad because he still looks great, but it's not the same smirky face. I actually like the old smirky face that we used to have better. So I'm a little sad because I miss that face. Like I really do. But I gotta be honest, his quote-unquote casual outfit that you see him in is... Oh, Lord. Oh, you'll see it, I'm sure. If not, we'll find a thing to go back. But I went back and I was like, oh, they updated him too. And I was... Because I'd seen the update before I played the game, and then I was thinking about it and I was like, oh wait though, but is he not gonna have the same, because he's got a serious face, he's got the normal face, and it's great, it's beautiful, but then when he does the smirky thing and like the wink, it's not, I don't know, I bonded with the old one and it's not the same to me, and I feel a little bit disappointed in that. Like, I'm a little sad there, but it is weird to go back to an older version and play and be like, here are the characters that have not been updated compared to the ones that have, and you're like, oh, it's weird. 7 also is updated, so you'll see her when we go in. She has a whole new look too, which is kind of awesome, and good lord, she could probably crack walnuts with her stomach. I mean, it's not like super Abby, but it's still like, damn, like it's nice. Just saying. So I'm gonna continue now. So we're on here, so I'm gonna skip through now because we don't need to reread this. Okay, I want to go back. Here we go. Chapter 2, Aftermath. So we had already calmed down 5, like we were doing that. So here we go. Look at Raspberry Bubble. Look at that. I would love to have a stomach like that. Can I just tell you? Just love it. And she's still got her like skirt around her. You can't see because I don't know how to make the thing go away. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I sit on the side of bed, kicking my feet. It's been a few days since the incident Faye simply refers to as the Kairos invasion. I hum along to a sweet love song playing in my oral augs. I gotta turn the volume down a little bit. Carefully keeping my emotions off somewhere to the side. Keeping my mind blank. Phase works fast. No one can say that they don't. Any repairs needed are underway, and Kairos is completely withdrawn from our building. Can I be honest? I like the fact that her sleeves have like the ombre kind of color, but it also looks like the stars, and it goes with like the skirt, her little, you know, her like scarf thing that they gave her that she wears around her waist. I like it. She still has her same face. They just gave her like a new style clothes, but she still has her same face. The blood and any bodies are all cleaned up too. Like they were never there. Nothing ever happened. Let's stay here. I sing along softly to the song. Oh, let's stay here. Okay. I haven't really seen any of Phantom Alpha since that morning. The head psychiatrist, who is also assigned to Phantom Alpha, Dr. Sadek, apparently assigned me to take time off. Without even meeting me. She's been too busy with other operatives. Operatives like 5. I could stay like this. Oh, and this is actually the song. Let's just stay here. Like, that's the song in the background, if you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. So I've just stayed in my room, telling myself I'm not avoiding leaving it. It's just that I need some rest. That's all. It's 6:50 p.m. Please report to Dr. Sadek's office for your scheduled session. In love, I absentmindedly sing the words and stand up. But today, I have to face it. Whatever feelings and thoughts I haven't processed, it'll be all right. It's time to go. Nodding to myself, I grab my ARO off the nightstand. I force one leg in front of the other and leave the room for the first time in days. The moment I step into the corridor, I walk straight into something white. Oof! I don't know if they changed her glasses. I don't think they did. I think they're still similar, but I still like them. I think the last time we saw her, she had her hood up when she was wearing them anyway. Ugh, sorry. I feel hands steady me on my shoulder and look up to see Zero standing there. Same old Zero. I don't know if that's already his look or if they're going to update him too, but he already looks kind of good. I mean, they all looked good, but you know what I mean? Like, some of them have, like, a little bit more of a defined art style than the other ones. Like, there's, like, so, like, that's the difference, but in a way, I kind of hope they do, because if you've seen the outfits that they gave some of the other ones, well. And I looked back at the demo, and 9 is totally upgraded from the demo. Like, the demo, you're like, oh, he's cute. The 9 in this game is like, oh. Well, you went from, like, cute to, like, fine. Like, damn. If this is not a Romancy Atome game, then we are in trouble because I am being horrible. But these are the games that I play, and my mind is in the gutter. Anyway. He immediately pulls back and steps away from me. Sorry. Well, that was my fault. Are you okay? I'm fine. Seeing a familiar face, I feel my mood instantly brighten. I can't stop myself from smiling. I still don't regret hugging for. I'm happy to see you. How are you? Me? I'm fine. I just got finished with my session with Dr. Sadik. Or Sadik, maybe. She asked me to bring you to her office for yours. Oh, I'm sure I can find my way. Dr. Sadik was worried you might be nervous. Zero awkwardly shifts from foot to foot, and I suddenly understand. Maybe she knows I haven't left my room. Or thought I'd be nervous to walk around after what happened. So, will you come with me? Of course. Thank you for coming to get me. No problem. Without another word, Zero puts his hands in his pockets and turns on his heel. I follow him through the busy hallway as he weaves around people, making a path for us. I feel better already. We step into a crowded elevator. Woo! I love it when we get new backgrounds. Just really do. Everything is so busy compared to when I first came. I guess there's lots to do still. Kairos is still in control of many Phantasm government facilities, but FaZe is also still recovering from the invasion. It isn't the best position, but Phantom Alpha is being recognized as heroes for being able to at least retake FaZe. That's what I'm thinking anyway, when I realize that some of the people around us are whispering. Oh, Marissa. Oh, she was the one who was, But here's the thing. She didn't recognize, I just realized that she didn't recognize 5 when he was all in costume, right? Or maybe she did and she was just like, I don't know. Hey, isn't that Dr. Park's golden boy? You mean that big experiment she's so smug about? Oh my god, she's fucking cute too. Like, all their characters are so ridiculously cute. I immediately recognize one of the women as the one who tried to stop 5 from infiltrating, but I don't know the other one. I set my arrow to... I see arrow, ARO, whatever. We'll switch back and forth because I'm not sure how they want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's supposed to be arrow or ARO. I don't know. To scan her identity. I would assume ARO if it would have the periods in between it. But I say phantasm instead of PHA. But that means it's an acronym for something. I don't know. Identification complete. Kang Suyun? Suyun? I think it's Suyun. FaZe administrative staff. Oh, Suyun Kang. Oh, so, right, because sometimes, yeah, Kang they usually do the last name, first name thing. Yeah, okay. I didn't know she actually let him out of the lab. Yeah, I've heard he joined Phantom Alpha recently. Wait, are they talking about Zero? I glance up at him, but he won't meet my eyes. I can tell his body is stiff, though. Do they not realize that you can fucking hear them, or is my hearing just amazing? The elevator stops at a floor. I want so badly for us to get off here, but it isn't the one we need. Really? So he's one of the ones that saved us? Yeah, I think so. I guess the experiment wasn't such a failure this time. I find myself stiffening at this comment. The hell? Do they really think he doesn't hear them? I heard he's unstable, though. Is it really safe for him to be walking around like that? Most FaZe operatives are freaks. I don't really see the difference, really. The elevator stops again to let most of the people left Elevator stops again to let most of the people left off, but it still isn't ours. I actually kind of, like, I want to be offended at the scene, like, oh, how dare they talk about my peeps like this? But it's like, but you know what? It's kind of interesting because usually, like, oh, they're the Phantom Alpha operatives. No, like, they're the tough guy. Oh, yeah, they're the number ones because they're alpha, right? They're the top dogs. But at the same time, it's like, because they're the toughest, they're the best, like, right? Because they're the alpha team. They're the best. But everybody else is like, they're fucking freak, like, whatever. Like, they're not like, oh my god, you're our heroes. They're like, what the fuck? You know, it's kind of like everyone like, Batman's the greatest. Like, dude, it's a crazy man who dresses up like a motherfucking bat. Does anybody, like, not think that maybe he might be mentally unstable? Like, you know what I mean? But people have this hero worship. Like, yeah, they're the awesome ones. And it's like, maybe, or like, James Bond is cool. James Bond is a womanizer who drinks a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody ever notices the shortcomings with the hero worship, so it's kind of interesting that you have these people, instead of being like, yay, Team Alpha is the greatest, well, you know, Phantom Alpha is the greatest, they're like, they're freaks. Yeah, whatever, like, freak. Like, obviously we have to, like, pretend we respect them, but at the same time we're like, yeah, well, I guess we respect them, but they're freaks. I kind of like it. I like that touch because, you know, I feel like there's some realism there, like, you know, with everyone like, yeah. Ugh. Because also there would be a jealousy thing, right? Like, oh, you're a researcher, whatever, like, either because they're praised and you're like, I bust my ass and do all this research and come up with all this shit, and you're like praising these freaks, and like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be some kind of like an envy thing or a jealousy thing, or just people don't understand so they think you're freaks. So I just really like that touch. I don't know, it's just, that's what I really love about them. Anyway. Ugh, I can't take this. Argue with them. It won't do good to argue with them. You know what? Stand up for him. I turn around to the woman at my side. This man and all of my teammates risked their lives to free everyone in phase, I think it's supposed to say. How can you just say crap like that right in front of him? Is that like in the game? Or is my fucking TV doing weird shit? Like, what is going on? You hear, like, the weird voices in the background? I can't hear him now. Okay. Zero glances at me, but he just looks embarrassed. Aren't you new here? I don't recognize you at all. This is Operative 7. Oh, she gonna be nice, lady? She's pretty, too. God, all of them are fucking pretty. Another woman I don't recognize steps out from beside me. Identification complete. Abiona Najid. Phase administrative staff. A lucky woman who clearly understands perfection. Huh? Operative Zero is the most incredible being in this entire building. The things Dr. Park was able to achieve with him are beyond compare. And you've been able to see him in action. Oh, please, are you really going to worship someone's experiment? Why not? He's closer to being a god than we'll ever be. And now that's a little extreme. So they're like, oh, he's a freak. And she's like, he's like a god. Okay, that's a little extreme. Can we just treat him like a person, maybe? Instead of an object? That's all I'm asking here. That's what I was going for. He's an abomination, and your fascination isn't healthy. The elevator announces our floor, but I don't even care anymore. Whatever he did to get here, he's just a human. I'm cut off mid-sentence as Zero grabs my hand and moves toward the open elevator doors. With a strong grip, I'm forced to stumble after him, or else be dragged the whole way. The moment we're off the elevator, he drops my hand. Oh, he held our hand, though. Zero... The doors have closed behind us, but the miasma of those women's conversation created still hangs over us. Zero simply stands there, looking away from me. I walk around him and stare up into his face. I just feel like we should defend our friend, and I hope he's not mad about that, but... He bites his lip and looks away. Zero... I take his hand in mine. I'm so sorry about all those things they said. Zero doesn't speak for a moment, continuing to bite his lip. Then he gives a quick nod towards the end of the hall. Dr. Sadik's office is the last door on the right. Before I can respond, Zero pulls away from me. He's so fast he's already run back off in the direction we came from before I can process what happened. Zero! But it's too late. He's already turned a corner, probably headed toward the stairs. I look down at my empty hands and sigh. Zero, what did you endure to get here? With no one to answer my questions, I resign myself to walking the rest of the way to Dr. Sadek's office alone. I'm wondering if it's not that he's like, oh, I'm mad that you'd said anything. It's more like I'm embarrassed that you heard that because I don't, like, you're a new person. I don't know you. You know what I mean? Like, there's a point, like, you feel like a freak. Everyone thinks you're a freak. And then you make a new friend and then they find out that you're a freak and you're like, I don't want them to think I'm a freak. And they're like, dude, I don't think you're a freak. And you're like, you think I'm a freak. And you're like, no, I really don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's afraid. He's like, I'm a freak and I don't want you to hate me because you're supposed to be my friend. And we're like, dude, no, it's cool. But he's embarrassed about us finding this stuff out because it's one of those things that, like, he wants you to probably like and respect him for who he is, and having all that stuff come out, that hurts. And you know what I mean? And you think it's going to color what someone thinks of you. And most of the time it does. But there are some people who are like, yeah, but I kind of understand, and, like, you know, can get over it, or they don't care or something. But anyway, I did not mean to click that. I was trying to clean dust off my keyboard. But I stop at... okay, no, that's right. Okay, that's fine. I stop at the door Zero mentioned and look at the small screen next to it. I take off my ARO and let it scan my iris. A screen comes up saying codename 7 ? Along with my appointment time and a confirmation message. I press yes, and a small beep is followed by the sound of hissing air as the door slides open. I step inside Dr. Sadek's office. Ooh, it's pretty in here. I like it. Ooh, I want to sit in the floaty chair. Oh, it's hanging from the ceiling. Okay, see, I was like, is it just magically floating? I'm greeted by a pleasant smell as soon as I step into the office. I want to sit in that chair. I'd be like, oh, I feel like so cocoon. I don't want to lay on the couch. I want to sit in this cocoon chair. My eyes are immediately drawn to the greenery within. Without thinking, I head straight for the plants. I gently touch them, trying to see if they're real or fake. So, oh, those are the shades on the window. I got confused for a second because I was like, I had to get the depth of perception going on. Because I could see the buildings, but then I was like, well, wait, what is going on here? Is it like just walls? And I realized it's the shades. So that's cool, and then this is just a wall of plants as opposed to, like, you think of it, it's like a window out into something, but it's not, it's just a wall of plants. It's fucking cool. I see you like the plants. Those are my favorites. A low, soothing voice comes from behind me. I spin around to see whom I guess is the doctor in her chair. I pass by her and not even noticed, so single-mindedly focused on the plants. Yes, I do. I'm sorry, I'm just not used to seeing them here. No need to be so sorry. That's what they're for. Would you like to have a seat? Dr. Sadek gestures to the other chair, and I quickly seat myself. I'm Dr. Ella Sadek. Or she might be Sadiq. Maybe. Proper pronunciation. You know, but I don't know. Anyway. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to see you. But it's a pleasure to meet the newest member. How are you? Oh, I'm good. I'm fine. I rub my knees a bit nervously. It's nice to meet you. I've never been to a therapist before. I mean, like, not a professional one. Well, we sort of have one in our clan, but not like a super professional one, though. I shut my mouth to stem the stream of dumb-sounding words. Dr. Sadek just smiles, though. I'm sure it's supposed to be Sadiq, so we'll go with Sadiq. That sounds more appropriate. I'm not gonna be able to. I'm gonna fall back, just like when I go arrow and ARO, and I just never know. Anyway, I'd heard the Drifters have someone they can confide in. Yes, our clan sage. Either me or my brother would have been that had we stayed. It makes me happy to hear that mental health is being taken seriously, even outside of cities. But it sounds like you gave up a lot to be here, and you went through a lot immediately after joining. How are you feeling? We can talk about anything you'd like. Anything? I usually suggest my patients to talk about whatever is most pressing on their minds right now, so that I can help relieve that. The topic that jumps immediately to my mind is the deaths on my hand and phase, my brother being at 5's mental breakdown. Honestly, my immediate thing was like, she's probably going to talk about her brother. But also 5, because you're worried about 5, right? The deaths on my hands and phases. I don't think, yes, that I think would bother her, but I don't think it's as pressing as her brother's, finding out her brother's in Kairos, or 5's mental breakdown. But I'm not, I honestly, like, I'm concerned about 5's mental breakdown, I really am. But I don't know, the first thought that came into my mind was her brother. Like when she was like, you know, when it was like, we want to talk about something. I'm like, her brother being in Kairos. Like, oh, it's such a difficult decision. Honestly, I know there's really no right or wrong, to be honest with you. But I think our top priority between these two, even though her brother being in Kairos is like the first thing I thought of, between the two, I think we're going to go with Five's mental breakdown. Because we care about our team members, and he is so sensitive, and I feel like she would be really concerned about that, and like, that would be a little more pressing than the brother. I think I'm going to go with that. So, actually, it's about another operative. 5. Ah, 5. I heard that you were there right after the phase leader was killed. I was. 4 and I ran down as soon as possible. When I got there, 5 was crouched down, crying. I felt so powerless. And confused. Confused. I don't understand why someone like him is on the team. I'm so sad for him. It isn't something a hug can fix. It's going to happen to him again, I bet. And I can't stand that I don't know what to do or how to help him. That's understandable. You all have very different difficult jobs. Some people have a harder time enduring the stress of it than others. It's good to know it's normal. But honestly, the feelings I'm having, it's like, because of everything. You mean everything that's happened? Yes, leaving my clan, coming to phase, the Kairos invasion. I'm just so exhausted in every way. I feel like I haven't been able to recover. It feels like I'm sinking into this pit of negativity and sadness. Like there's this heavy weight on my chest I can't get rid of. It's probably the giant fucking leather jacket. I'm not kidding. That's gotta weigh like a ton. It's hot as fuck though. I feel overwhelmed. I really especially love the fact that it looks like a normal jacket and then you've got these giant bell sleeves, but it's not like the jacket ends and these are the sleeves of the actual jacket. It's really cool. I feel overwhelmed. Even the smallest things just feel so overwhelming right now. And I'm scared that I'm useless like this. Why do you feel that you're useless? If I can't even handle leaving my room, and then on top of it, I'm afraid of going back into combat after the long last mission. Just the thought makes my heart race. I want to help FaZe and support my team though, no matter what. I joined and I want them to be able to rely on me. I learned to commit fully to my decisions when I was young, but I wonder if I'm really good enough to do so. And then, I wonder why I'm even here. I thought I wanted to lead an exciting life helping people, but I don't know if this is that. If this is what I was hoping for. Why don't I feel excited? Why do all I feel is this fear and exhaustion? You've been through several prolonged, emotionally draining events. It's normal to go into a depressive phase after all you've been through. Depression. I don't think I'm... Well, what do I know? Well, what do I know? Maybe I am. I feel a hollow emptiness just thinking about it. No time to start having these kinds of issues. There's still so much work to do. My team needs me. What can I do to fix this? Dr. Sadiq seems to think for a moment, and I wonder what's going on in her mind. Then she smiles at me. There is a treatment that might help for what you're going through. Perhaps you would like to try it. Really? Sure, yeah, anything, if it helps. What is it? It's getting late, sweetie. You just need to I'm just kidding. I would turn this into the whole, like, oh, this went into a whole other way. Like, a form of something called EFT, Emotional Freedom Therapy. Therapies for what you're experiencing are based on the idea that the negative thoughts, feelings, and behaviors you're experiencing are the result of unprocessed memories. Unprocessed memories. If you haven't processed the memory completely, then it blocks the emotions you need to feel to move past them. So we're going to go through those memories and try to help you process them and release that block. Hopefully we'll then be able to get rid of the negative feelings you're having altogether so that a bad memory just becomes a memory. Is that okay? I nod. It sounds a little scary to go back through it again, but it does make sense. Here, hold out your hands like this. She shows me how to position my hand, palm down, and demonstrates the movement I'll be doing. I mimic her as a test, moving my pointer finger toward my palm and back, before switching fingers. It's almost like you're counting. I can't move my pinky without moving all my other fingers. First, think about the event that upsets you the most. I can't stop a frown from coming to my face. I don't really want to think about it. It's all right, don't worry. You can do this. She smiles so reassuringly that I don't hesitate to take a deep breath this time. I think back to the moment that hurts the most. Now. Dr. Sadiq instructs me to move my fingers in a certain pattern as I recall the memory. It's bad at first. The memory is harsh and vivid, and I feel the same fear and helplessness as before. I nearly back out of it all a few seconds in. The memory hurts so much. But as I move my fingers, the distraction of it seems to lessen the fear I feel. It takes several tries with breaks in between each attempt, but she coaches me the whole way. And soon, I don't feel as bad when I remember that moment. I'm able to look back without as much fear as before. I don't feel as helpless. After several minutes, I notice Dr. Sadiq looking happier as she hands me a cup of tea. You're not sitting as stiffly now. How do you feel now as compared to when you first walked in? How do I feel? I think back to the mission, how I felt before, and compare it to now. I feel better. Definitely less stress now. Dr. Sadiq nods and smiles wider. Are you ready to tackle the other things bothering you then? A lot went on in your mission, and we have plenty of time to address them. I nod, feeling more confident than when I first came in. Let's do it. Feeling lighter after my session, I step out into the corridor. Dr. Sadiq said that she would want to see me again soon. She also reminded me that her office schedule can be checked through the network, just in case I want to drop by when there's an open slot. I wonder just how long I would have dealt with that on my own if Dr. Sadiq hadn't been there to help me. Exactly. Anyway, this is a good place to stop. I didn't want to stop in the middle of her session, but now that she's out, I'm going to stop here, and we'll continue in the next part. I'm so excited for this. I love the new looks. I can't wait till we run into 8. See his new look, because it is sexy. Anyway, because he's a siren, so he has the appropriate siren wear, and I just, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.